Hello class, this is just a brief video on how to start work for week 3 of English 111. So, before we start, number one thing you should absolutely have done by this point in the semester is make sure you have watched the film Children of Men. Remember, in the week 2 folder, there are a bunch of links to places that you can find the video online to rent. And if you're particularly savvy, you could do searches to find it online as well. It's very available. So, before you do anything in this folder, make sure you've watched the film at least once. So, in this folder, what we're really working on is we're beginning the process of starting our research project on the film Children of Men. Now, before we really start diving into that, we're going to do some prep work. We're going to sort of build up our skills and practice some stuff that will be essentially really important to your ability to complete the research project. So let's take a look at what we're doing this week. First up, we have some videos and our final sort of discussion of analyzing elements of the film, looking at some of its key themes, looking at how the film uses the background. And then we have our last two bit smaller assignments where you will be writing about elements in the film, looking in particular on thematic elements, the differences of the dystopian versus hopeful qualities of the film. All right. So, first part of the week, you'll just be finishing up your analysis of the movie. All right, especially with Writing Quiz 3 and Discussion Board 3. So both of those are where we sort of finish up your analysis and work on analyzing the film. Next, we start with moving into beginning our research project. Now, this week we are beginning our research project. Don't feel you have to complete the research project this week. We have time built in for us to do it in stages and in a process. So don't freak out. It's not due until the beginning of March. We have plenty of time to work on this project. So, to help build that context, the first thing we're going to focus on is how to read and understand academic essays. So, in the folder up here is a collection of academic essays on the film Children of Men. Please read the one by Whittingham called Sound Design for a Found Future in Children of Men. Read that first. Okay? And before you go in, you could watch this after you've read the essay. You could then watch the video in PowerPoint, which walks you through how to read academic essays and how they're sort of structured. This will be important because one of the elements of this research project is you are going to have to find a completely original essay on the film Children of Men using the Hostos Library website and the materials to complete your research. Okay? So in order to analyze and understand the research you found, first we're going to practice reading it. So that's what these research essays are, and that's what this video does. It helps you understand how to read academic essays. Next, you have materials to help you begin your research. So, this week for the research project, we're not writing anything. All right? For this week in the research project, your major task is to find at least one, you might want to find two, academic articles written on the film Children of Men. Okay? So that's very key. It cannot be about the book Children of Men. It has to be an academic article written on the film. Okay, so before we do anything with the research project here and writing it, first thing we're going to do is we're going to find an essay. Okay, so that outside of completing Writing Quiz 3 and Discussion Board 3, your major task for this week will be to read the essay on sound design, understand and kind of incorporate how to read academic essays, then find at least one essay on Children of Men, the film, on your own. Okay, so the research project. I put the research project here so we as a group know where we're headed. As I said, we're not writing anything on this research project this week, okay? I won't even look at anything you send to me if you're trying to write this week. This is not the place for it. We're taking our time, okay? But some of you have had questions on the research project, and I just want to kind of let you know and understand where we're going. First of all, this is a research project that has 3 main parts, and we're going to take it in stages. We're going to take it in steps. Right? The first part is a literature review. We're going to go over that next week, and you're going to write that next week. Next up is a scene analysis, which we're going to write the week after that. And then finally, you'll have the third part where you pull all of it together, okay, and make a statement about whether or not the film is hopeful or dystopian. Okay, so we're doing this in stages. Okay, so if you are not sure from reading this and you're not 100% sure about what we're going to do in the literature review, don't worry. We have a whole week dedicated to writing the literature review, submitting a draft of the literature review, getting feedback from me and your fellow classmates on the literature review. All of this will be happening. For now, just make sure you read this and keep in your head, this research project has 3 main parts. A literature review, an analysis of scenes from the film, and then finally a sort of argumentation element where you pull everything together. All right, it's written in 3 stages. Okay? But as I said, I don't want you even to start writing it now. Okay? Main thing for you to do this week, complete your writing quiz 3 and discussion board 3, read the academic essay on Blackboard, find 1 academic essay on the film Children of Men. If you are uncertain about what you found, feel free to email me the title and author of what you found, and I will tell you if it is appropriate for the research project. Okay? Next week, we'll start writing the research project, and we will break down the literature review. So don't freak out. We are going to go through this, and you'll get a lot of support. Right? So good luck, and I look forward to reading your work for week 3 of the semester.